Café and Networking Podcast promotes successful business experts. I'm Tom Reaoch, known as the King of Networking, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. Joining us today from Chicago is Alison Escalante, a pediatrician, mom, and author of Sigh, Start: How to Be the Parent Your Child Needs in a World That Won't Stop Pushing. Now available on Amazon. So Alison, how to be that parent?
Well, these days, more and more, the always-on hustle culture that we see in the workplace and in social media is now part of parenting. Mm-hmm. Parents feel like they have to get it right all the time, like they have to be always doing more for their kids. They're never doing enough. And the problem is that kind of approach is really not healthy when you get into the parent-child relationship, because humans aren't a business project.
Well, there's never really enough.
No, that's right. When your standard is to make sure your child gets everything and doesn't miss out, then it's unreachable. And it provokes a lot of anxiety, both in parents and in the kids, because the kids feel this pressure as well.
Well, I think today, in today's real world, the pressure from children in school and amongst their peers is even higher. It's really high octane competition and anxiety.
Well, that's right. And we've got studies from around the world that anywhere there's a high performance culture in the schools, the kids are at higher risk for anxiety and depression. In the US, the National Institutes of Health marked that as a public health crisis in our kids, actually. So, yeah, we can't necessarily change our whole culture overnight, but we can shift the way we're approaching it as parents. And that's easier said than done unless you have a method.
But I can see from your book, you say it's a science-based method in 3 simple steps.
That's right. And those 3 steps are sigh, see, start.
Aha. Can't be more simple than that.
That's right. And so what we do is every time we feel anxiety or pressure, we just sigh, see, and start. So we're taking a moment of mindfulness. We're calming down our bodies. We're taking a moment to see what's going on with our kids before we act.
So it's the old days where we say count to 10, right?
Not exactly, because count to 10, you just pause, right? The reason this is different is because of start. When we get to start, now what we're doing is we're approaching parenting as a learning experience. So I might start thinking about what I might do differently here, or I might start thinking about what my child needs based on what I noticed. Or I might start nothing. I might start the right thing, and then I've learned something, and that's great. I'm building skills. I might start the wrong thing, and it backfires. And I might feel bad about that, right? And feel anxious as a parent. But we know what to do when we feel that way. We sigh, see, and start again. So we're building skills quickly, right? And we're building confidence, and we're changing our attitude about perfection.
Well, I just seeing that and hearing, I personally feel the sigh portion is very important, because we tend to be highly reactive and want to jump right in and do something, So from my side, you want to fix it. And you don't really think about what it is you want to fix. We sort of just jump in.
That's right. And the thing is, people aren't things to be fixed. And so we can parent much more wisely if we take this pause. And the sigh is, you're so right to highlight that, because what the sigh is the quickest breathing method I know to take your nervous system out of anxiety, out of fight or flight, into the calm and connected social nervous system.
So just simply go.
And the long, slow out breath is the key. That's the key. So we pretend it's a sigh of relief. And parents love this. They're like, Doc, I can actually remember that because I sigh at my kids all the time anyway.
Sort of every time you look at them, it's just a sigh.
Just thinking about it makes me sigh. Yeah.
No, but it's great. And obviously your involvement as a pediatrician, you get to sigh a lot, but you also get to see a lot.
That's right. And so I looked for over a decade for a method that parents could really use in the busyness and the pressure. And there's lots of great advice out there, and there's lots of lousy parenting advice out there. But the good stuff is often too complicated to remember in our busy lives. This needed to be something that was memorable and applicable. So just like when your clothes light on fire, you stop, drop, and roll. When your nervous system is on fire as a parent, you sigh, see, and start.
Well, I love this because this is applicable not only to kids, that's applicable to life in general. That's to everything.
Oh, yeah. I've actually presented this to corporations in a business context and at conferences for leadership in the professional world, because it really does apply to anywhere that we're in these high performance, high pressure cultures. Yeah.
And that's sort of everything. That's across the board today. No, really.
It is.
It's hard to find something that isn't. I think you may have
even vacation and wellness feels high pressure now, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I just came back from vacation, so I'm laughing, but I went to a place that really I can do. I just take, a pause and sigh and relax and get away from things. So, and sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need that a lot.
Oh, we definitely need that.
And with kids, I think that's about every 4 seconds. But anyway.
That's right. Yeah. And so when we approach our kids in a more calm and connected way, not only do we make wiser decisions, but we give kids what they need most from parents, which is a sense of safety and connection. What do you want most from your parents? You want to feel like they know you,
right?
And they get you.
Right.
And that's what this method helps us start to do as parents. Instead of being distracted by all the things we think we should be doing, we can tune in on our kids. And then that really builds parents' feelings of satisfaction and confidence. So.
Fantastic. So, Alison, how can our listeners find you?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn, TikTok, and of course, where parents are, Facebook and Instagram. And there is a free chapter of the book available at theprimarycarer.com.
Very good. That's the best way to find you. I just looked at that. Very attractive, and probably the best free gift is, it really gets to start. It makes you able to sigh and see and then start.
Right. That's right. And, hopefully after you read it, you'll want to check out the book on Amazon.
Without a doubt. So thanks again for being here.
Well, thank you so much.
And for our audience, it's Alison Escalante, Alison, the last name Escalante. Again, you'll find her on LinkedIn, TikTok, and the book Sigh, See, Start, and get your first free chapter at theprimarycarer.com. theprimarycarer.com. Café Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Until the next time here at Café and Networking Podcast.